All right, we are now live. It's lit. We're back home. You know,
Good job.
it's like when Hela and Ragnarok happened. You know, we're back on New Asgard on Earth. You feel me? We're back. We're not the same place, even though that was a bad analogy, but you know what I meant.
I get it. I get it.
We are home again. I hate myself. Anyway, so how was your week?
My weekend.
It looks like you had an eventful weekend. It looked fun on the old Instagram, if I may.
Yeah, so I went to a beach on Saturday with my friends. It was like
Mm.
2 hours to get there.
Mm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
First beach was closed
Mm.
because there was a storm on the way. They were like, "Hey, the lifeguards kick people off.
Right.
Wanted to give it some time. It has to be an hour before people can come back."
Right.
So we are like, "We wait in the car for an hour, or do we just go to a different beach that doesn't have lifeguards?"
Right.
So I went to a smaller beach.
Mm-hmm.
Set up on the beach. 5 minutes later,
Okay.
um, the weather that looked super far away from us came to us.
Out of
So
nowhere. Oh man.
yeah, so got rained out that day. Yesterday went to a different beach, much
Mm-hmm.
nicer. Got burnt,
Mm.
but good time. How
Yeah.
you?
Luckily, me, I don't get sunburned, cause don't know if anyone's aware, but my skin pigmentation is a bit dark, if I may. I only get sunburn on my cheeks, so that's good. Definitely like that. But I guess I'll tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's all good. I trust you, Christian, a good friend of mine. Going through a breakup, which has been interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's what's been going on, So but hey, we are on positive vibes. It's all good. Everything's okay, a little bit of a rocky start or end to the week last week and stuff like that, but we're good. We're okay. We're all good. Things are gonna be all right. We have our games. We have good games going on. We got good content we're making. It's okay. That's all good. So that's what I've been going through. Currently, but we're good. We're good. We all right.
I'm curious.
Yes.
Is Drake or The Weeknd
Ooh,
in
I
your
like this style.
rotation more than usual?
Now, no.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, I've been listening to a lot of Joe Rogan recently. I used to listen to him a lot back in the day, but
Mhm.
I got recommended a specific guest that he had on.
Okay.
Bob Lazar. Very very good episode of Joe Rogan
I
Experience. Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
unfamiliar.
Have you listened to Joe Rogan at all?
I know who Joe Rogan is. I don't know who the guest is.
Oh well, he used to work at Area 51 and has like this big old story about you know this on the third, and like he was working on tech that didn't exist on Earth and stuff like that, like some like wild stuff. But it
Hmm.
was a very very good podcast, very good.
Interesting.
So I bumped that, but yeah, the sadness has subsided. You know, we're just doing our thing, we're just chilling, so we good.
Oh.
But I'm sharing the link everywhere.
Very cool. I just need a couple. Oh, we still have a couple minutes. We're good.
Yeah, yeah. What we have? Oh, like 3 minutes. Yeah, we're good.
I am in the middle of posting today's
Mm.
episode of Excelsior.
Ooh, there we go. There we go.
Have
Now,
you?
I do have a question for you, my good
Here.
sir. Now, on that service that you recommended, I use for the little thing we got going on, right? How long does it take for you to upload it on that website to make it where it appears live everywhere else?
So there's like a 20-minute buffer between publishing it on there and then getting it listenable on like iTunes and Spotify.
Okay, so it's about 20 minutes. Okay, okay,
It,
that's
it
not bad.
varies, I think, depending on how long the file is, but like
Right, right, right. Generally
when
speaking.
I use that service for a different podcast I did called My First Mon,
Mm.
and each episode of that was about 40 to an hour,
Mm-hmm.
and it usually like uploaded within 3 minutes, and then it was available on Spotify first after like 10 to 15 minutes, and then Apple like maybe another 10 after that.
Okay, okay.
So
So it's not that long.
it's not instant, no.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously, won't be instant, but like I just hope it wasn't like that
Right.
long of a buffer. You know what I'm saying? But chat, how we doing? I see Kevin Mack in the chat. I see Chris King in the chat. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate it.
Hello, hello.
And yeah, so now we have to talk. You know what? We will save it for the show. It's all
Okay.
good. It's all good. It's all good.
I just need uno momento. What have you been playing recently?
Borderlands still. So I am on the final boss for pre-sequel. That's good. You know what I'm saying? And it has, you know what? Pre-sequel, not that good of a Borderlands game. I'm gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? It's just
I mean, the
not.
bar is
It's not that.
so
Oh my! Here we go. Oh, you hate to hear this already, sir. In the
I mean,
pre-show, I'm getting
hey,
this Borderlands 3 slander. Oh
I
my
downloaded
god.
Borderlands 2.
Okay.
I played like 3 hours of it with a buddy.
Uh huh.
I really don't like the beginning of that game.
Borderlands.
Like,
Wait.
at
Two or one?
2. The
Oh.
beginning of 2 in the snow. And
Yeah.
then going to Sanctuary and then unlocking
It's a bit.
vehicles.
Yeah.
I do not
It's
like
a bit
that.
of a drag. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. That's fair to say. That's the first thing.
Also, I won't go into it, but I heard some like weird, kind of crappy things about that DLC mission, about the way they treat Claptrap's character, which
Wait.
is referencing
Which side mission?
the the new DLC that bridges 2 to 3.
Oh, okay. The assault. No, Fight for Sanctuary. Whatever it's called. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Okay. They treat
So
Claptrap awkwardly.
no, so they you know how the voice actor left.
Yes. Yeah.
A different, it's a different person voicing Claptrap, and some of the dialogue he has,
Right.
it's like very, very, very self-deprecating on like a meta level, and it seems like it's really directed towards what happened with the other voice actor.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and it's like this isn't like his fault. It seems like it was like a Take Two or 2K and
Take
Gearbox.
Two, I think. Wait, is it
Okay.
Take Two or 2K? No,
That was
it
2K.
is. It is 2K. Sorry, 2K, not Take Two. Yeah, 2K. Interesting. Well, after pre-sequel, I plan on doing the Tales from the Borderlands series as you love. You know,
Yeah,
definitely
Love
gonna play through that, and then I'll jump to the DLC and then call my Borderlands playthrough in preparation for Borderlands 3 done. You know, so that's the current plan. But yeah. So I mean, if you're all good, Christian, I say let's get this going if you so
I-
desire.
and good. I'm gonna pull up chat, and then we should be good.
All right, deal.
Oh, I also want to shout out. I've been working through Crash 2.
I saw on your GG account. I saw.
Yeah.
Deal.
So I'm one trophy away from the platinum.
Oh, okay. Did you pick up CTR?
I haven't.
Are you planning on getting it or no?
I'm interested in it, but like I really don't want to hop on that right now. I kind of want to.
Right.
I kind of want to maybe wait for Black Friday,
Mm-hmm.
but it seems like it's a good pickup, so I wouldn't like regret picking it up. But I'm on the fence about it still.
Gotcha.
All right, I got chat pulled up, so I'm good to go.
Let's do this. Why didn't it start? Oh my god. The intro's broken.
Not broken, it's broken.
I don't think it's that broken. I think I know what's wrong with it.
Okay.
Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, I know what happened to it. Wait, do I? Yes, I do. This is why. Okay, if I do this, this is
Great podcast.
All right, this is great material, boys. No, not even that. Okay, hold on, boys. I got this. Don't worry about it. You will get an intro. Hold on. Right here. Bow. Gia.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 42 of Cross Circle, the official podcast for PlayStation Source. I'm your moderator, Christian Buckley, as always, being joined by Mr. Kevin Diaz.
How you doing? How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? What's happening? Ubisoft tried to take us down. YouTube wouldn't let us get back up. But you know what we do, Christian? What do we do? What do we do? We persevere. We push forward.
I was gonna try and pull a quote. I've had a weekend, but I was gonna try and pull a quote from Dark Knight Trilogy. While we fall, get back up. So yeah, this is episode 42. We are in what I am going to be calling for the next few weeks the dead zone of the year.
The dead zone. The dead zone.
Because
not a lot of games coming out.
There is, very literally for myself, no new games coming on PlayStation 4 that I'm picking up until the very end of August.
That's insane. Wait, I'm trying to think. Well, I mean, okay, for me, I have Wolfenstein Youngblood next month.
Right, and see, you're invested in Wolfenstein.
Right.
I'm not. So,
right.
Youngblood seems like it's going to be a fun time, good game. But it's not really, even though it's like a kind of a side thing, it's not something I want to hop in on as someone who's only played a little bit of the new Colossus.
Right.
But, yeah, I'm sure it's going to be good.
I do have a bit of an announcement before we get started, ladies and gentlemen. All right. It is official. I've heard your cries, your complaints, your concerns, your criticisms, your emails, your DMs, all of it. Your Tinder messages, perhaps. I've heard all of it. All right. PlayStation Source is on podcast services. You can go and search up on Google Play, on Apple Podcast, on Spotify even. We're on Spotify.
Kevin.
Yes, sir.
If I wanted to find it, what would I have to look up?
Look up
on Spotify.
PlayStation Source podcast feed is what I called it, you know. And because it's not going to be
this right here?
Yeah, right there, sir. Boom,
this
you
right
can here? You love to hear that. You love to see it right there. Boom, pow.
So if I did want to listen, I could just hit this button right here.
Yeah.
Hit play.
Yeah.
And then it's playing right here.
Absolutely. Yep. If you don't want to see our miserable, ugly faces, if you want to listen to us, you know, perhaps in the car. I mean, I'm sorry, one of our miserable, ugly faces.
I just got a haircut. I'm feeling good right now.
One of ours. Right? I'm sorry. I am the ugly one here. But, you know, if you want to, you know, listen to it in the shower, perhaps in the car, you know, cooking dinner, maybe, you know, mowing your lawn, or getting through your backlog, you know, maybe running the Borderlands side missions like I've been doing, you know, a definitive good series, you can listen to us. And I plan on just uploading Cross Circle and Road to Part 2 on there. Are more like long form content, you know, I feel like those is where those will be more applicable to the podcast feed and stuff like that. But even though Road to Part 2 isn't technically a podcast, but it kind of is, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those two will be uploaded in audio formats as soon as they are done uploading on YouTube. But we're gonna keep save slot to the YouTube channel. I feel like it's better there. That may change in the future. I'll see. But for right now, I think I'm just gonna roll with just Cross Circle on Mondays and then Road to Part 2 on Wednesdays, uploaded to the podcast feed as well as YouTube shortly after. So, well, YouTube first and then podcast feed. So, there you go.
So I just want to give a shout out real quick. Kevin Mack in the chat. He asked about Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
I have heard
Bloodstained is something I'm interested in. But if I get that game, I'm getting it on Switch. Because just have it, like, I have Hollow Knight on Switch. Love that game to death. It's a Metroidvania inspired game. Same with Bloodstained. Bloodstained is a very literal spiritual successor to Symphony of the Night, the Castlevania game from the PS1. Original creator. Lots of original talent from that game too. But like I was saying with Kevin a little earlier, summer is looking pretty light for PlayStation.
Indeed.
For me personally, it's the summer of Switch this year.
The summer of
Um,
Switch.
and as far as PS4 is concerned, it's gonna be a lot of backlog clearing.
Yeah, yeah.
Lots of stuff I've been meaning to get to. 2 years ago, I platinumed Crash Bandicoot. I have finally gathered the strength to go back and platinum Crash 2, and I'm almost done with that right now. I just picked up Psychonauts on that $10 under sale.
Gotcha.
Excited to try that out.
Gotcha. Nice, nice,
But
nice.
I feel it's weird because I feel like more than most years. Again, this is me personally because I know you have Wolfenstein coming up. I feel like this year is like a little inverted parabola. Instead of going like up like a hill, like that way to tell a story we learned in middle school,
Yep.
it's going
Yep.
down like a valley.
Rising action, all that good stuff. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I feel like, because like when you look at November, at least, you know, in terms of games that I'm interested in, there's not a ton. You know, there's not a ton that I'm interested in terms of games, at least going into the fall. You know what I'm saying? Especially like I mean, we'll probably name off what games we plan on playing and stuff like that later on in the episode, but it's not that much, honestly. And like
Yeah.
a lot of that was, I guess, like our, you know, games that we saw at E3 that we assumed were going to be out this year. You know, like a big one for me that I thought was going to be out this year for sure was Watch Dogs and Animal Crossing as well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But those got pushed to you know, Q1 2020. So it's gonna be a weird year.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a weird end of the year, but we'll be all good. We got our games.
Yeah. So the first part of the episode today, as you see in the thumbnail and in the title of the video, is going to be the best games of 2019 so far. Best game. We probably are each gonna have a personal pick for our best game so far,
Yeah.
but I guess we should just start there. I'm gonna pull up a list of games that have come out this year so far.
Okay. So I have a list of my GG account that has all the games I beat this year, but I've separated the ones that came out this year specifically.
Okay, I was gonna
Yeah,
pull up
that's
like,
what.
a list just to see like even stuff I didn't play, just so we can get a reference for
Oh,
like what the
okay,
year's been
gotcha,
like so
gotcha,
far.
gotcha.
So Kevin, why don't you run through a couple of the games you've played in the first half of this year?
Now, do you want games overall or games that came out this year specifically?
Games that came out this year.
Okay, games that came out this year that I have played and beaten are Metro Exodus, the Division 2. I get Anthem. I guess we'll count Bury Me in My... Wait. No, actually, that was not this year. So, Metro Exodus, Anthem, Division 2, Devil May Cry 5, Katana Zero, and Days Gone.
Mm-hmm. So
Are-
you... Sorry?
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say you've definitely played more new releases than I have this year so far.
Right. Okay.
And of course, also for you, I'm not sure if you mentioned it. Life is Strange 2 is continuing to release this year.
Yes, I'm sorry. I don't know, but like, I don't know if I can. Do we count that?
I mean, I would count it as a release so far for this year, but like, I don't know necessarily if you can stack it up with some of the other more complete experiences versus like just an episode.
Yeah, I can't say that I can do that, to be honest with you. So
So far this year, I've played Kingdom Hearts 3, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Honestly, I think that might be it for new releases that I put like a ton of time into.
right.
But
At least
I'm
for
gonna
different games than me. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up. So I have the list here of games from this year. I'm gonna run through some of the notable big PlayStation releases that have come out this year so far. Because again, we haven't played all of these. Like, so there's a few that could very well be crowned the best game so far of the year, but neither of us have gotten to it yet.
Right.
So far for 2019, some highlights. The final season of The Walking Dead. You have all of that now. All of that is available.
We do.
We have, like I mentioned, Life is Strange 2, episode 2. Is episode 3 out yet?
I believe yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Resident Evil 2, the remake of the classic.
Mm-hmm.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Mm-hmm.
We have Apex Legends.
Oh wait.
That's one that I didn't consider because
Yeah, we
I put
can.
some solid time into Apex Legends.
Yeah, no, I did too. Yeah. Oh man, that changes things. Oh man. Okay, Apex is yeah.
Well,
Apex is up there.
moving on, we have shout out to Tetris 99. I just passed 50 hours in that game.
Attaboy.
Uh, Not PlayStation, but Crackdown 3 was this year, finally. Far Cry New Dawn,
Mm.
Jump Force, Metro Exodus.
Yep. Gotcha.
What else we got here? Anthem. Kevin's number one most anticipated of the game.
Listen,
Game
guys.
of
Hey,
this
man.
year.
Listen. God, I hate myself.
Would you like to say anything about that game
You
right now?
know, right now, or do you want to get to it? I'm
I
sure
mean,
we'll
I don't know
peruse.
if we're gonna come back to it
All right, listen, boys.
unless you
Listen.
wanted to go through each game you played.
There there may have been a miscalculation, if you will, on and look, I will still stand by this. I've said this since I beat the game. I think Anthem has really good gameplay, right? There's just not a lot of game there. Is his main issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, the abilities feel really cool. The different suits I thought felt really great, and they very much felt different from each other and not so samey, you know? I like that a lot. I like the abilities. It's just a lot of it just not there, you know? Like, I remember it was that podcast we did after I beat Anthem where, you know, I was really just like thinking about it. I'm like, wait, as I was talking, I was like, you know, there's not even weapon drops in Anthem. Like, wait. No, wait. That wasn't it. No, there was something. Hold on. What was it?
You definitely get weapons in Anthem.
Yeah, no. There was something big in Anthem that you were like, wait, that's not even there? I forgot what it was. Oh my god. Crap.
Well, the raid thing
What was
wasn't,
it?
right?
The raid wasn't.
Cataclysm, or whatever it is.
Yeah, that wasn't in the game day one, and people don't like it.
Yeah.
I believe, when they got released in May. But overall, you know, I think just Anthem has cool gameplay mechanics, like, but that's it. So,
All right. Well,
hate to hear it. It is still my game of the year.
we'll see how you feel about it at the end of the year when potentially they could like add something. Maybe, I don't know. There's no real word on if they are still powering ahead on that
I don't
roadmap,
know.
but we'll see how it goes.
I know they have gone like multiple weeks without giving like updates on the game and stuff like that from like a community standpoint on Twitter and everything. So I don't know, boys. I don't know. We'll see.
On a higher note, though,
Mm.
March. I'd say March was like the most stacked month of the year so far.
Yeah.
Because March gave us Devil May Cry 5.
Right.
Shout out to One Piece. I know a lot of people like those anime games, and One Piece was a good one of those, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Clancy's The Division 2. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Also, shout out MLB The Show. Heard it was a very good version of the game,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which I might pick up later this year. That is the month when The Walking Dead wrapped.
Mm-hmm.
So March was solid.
Right.
April time.
Yep.
Not too much. There was World War Z, which I heard was like a really
I heard a lot of
strong
people
seller.
like. Yeah. I heard a lot of people were up on World War Z, so I didn't play it.
I also did not, but I mean, again, get that at a good price. Might pick it up. Have
Kudos.
some fun co-op zombie killing days. Katana Zero, you mentioned. That's on Switch. Mortal Kombat 11.
Did not pick up.
Days Gone.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, guys. Thumbs up.
And that was, honestly, it was kind of a light April. But I mean, like, it's interesting because the NPD numbers for May just came out.
Mhm.
And the number 1 and 2 sellers for May were both, I believe it was number 1 was Mortal Kombat 11 and number 2 is Days Gone. So they
Right.
both came out on top 2 months in a row.
Right.
But I think a lot of that is chalked up to the fact that May was also very light for releases. We had Rage 2.
Mm-hmm.
We had A few anniversary collections, a few remasters like Resident Evil,
Right.
Assassin's Creed, Castlevania, Blood and Truth for the PlayStation VR, which I'm intending on getting once I pick up the Move Wands.
Okay.
And that brings us to June, where we really have not had much on PlayStation 4, unless I'm blanking on something, but this list, nothing is standing out.
I don't
to
know
me.
if technically you want to count Dreams Early Access as a new release, even though it's not really a version 1,
Yeah.
but that is of note, you know?
So, yeah, Dreams, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's not listed on here.
Right.
Because technically it is not a release, it's early access.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, Dreams also, I think, is worth mentioning in this discussion, because Dreams I put time into as well.
Mm.
So,
There we go.
where would you like to start?
So, I mean, let me. So your two games that specifically are from this year are Sekiro and what was it? The other one that Kingdom Hearts 3. I want you to talk about Kingdom Hearts 3 a little bit, because
I will talk with you about Dreams and Apex as well.
Yeah, Dreams, Apex. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what do you say, Kingdom Hearts?
Like, because from an outsider looking in, right? I feel like your game of the year, you know, looking in January, obviously January we have 11 months to go, but I feel like that was shaping up to be your 100% game of the year, as far as I'm aware. You know what I'm saying?
So if you remember, when we did our most anticipated games of the year episode back in January, I was starting to doubt a little bit because of how good Red Dead Redemption 2 is. And that may seem unrelated, but Red Dead Redemption is my second favorite game of all time. Right behind Kingdom Hearts 2.
Right.
And when I played Red Dead 2 and finished Red Dead 2, I was like, this completely usurps the number 2 slot from Red Dead, and Red Dead is now in the teens. I was struggling to believe, because of that my number 1 and 2 favorite games of all time would both be replaced by their sequels.
Right.
Within less than a year apart.
Right. Less than 6 months apart, honestly. Like, really close.
Yeah. And then when we talked about Kingdom Hearts 3, after I finished it, I was like, not lukewarm on it, but like I loved my time with it. I cried a bunch at the end. I really enjoyed it, but I remember saying it's not my game of the year. Like, I definitely know. So
you hate to hear it.
It's puzzling right now for this discussion, though, because like that's the only game I have finished from this year. So
right. Okay.
Because Sekiro, love it to death. Same with Bloodborne. But I hit a wall that I have not gone back to since probably like April.
Okay, I see. Gotcha.
But do you want to talk more about Kingdom Hearts 3, or do you want to move on to the next thing?
I was just curious, like, to see, like, as to why it wasn't your game of the year, but, like, you know, I think you said they just felt a little bit underwhelmed, I say, like, from a grandeur standpoint, but just, like, not as good as Kingdom Hearts 2, you know?
Yeah, so, like, the further we get away from it, the more I'm, like, feeling conflicted about my thoughts on it, because I saw a lot of complaints when I finished 3.
Yeah.
Like, people that really didn't like some choices they made. And I didn't, and I still don't think... I don't agree with those points.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, a lot of people say, oh, it was too, like, backloaded. There was too much of the stuff that we wanted to see in the last 4 hours, and it wasn't spread out enough. It felt like 2 different games. I don't necessarily think that, because with Kingdom Hearts, it's all about the mashup,
right?
And like the balance between the two things. And I think there's so much I tried to explain to you the plot of these games across 2 podcast episodes.
Indeed.
There's a lot they had to cover.
A lot.
So I think the choice to have the Disney worlds make up the first 3/4 of the game, then the last fourth deal with all the threads of conflict that haven't been addressed yet, I think that was a good decision.
Right. Right. Makes sense.
Um, but I'll just say this right now. I'm not certain what my game is so far to like stamp my GOTY so far logo on. I want to like see how this discussion goes and see how I feel about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah, I feel that.
Kingdom Hearts was a great experience for me. I'll say that.
I'm juggling 3 games mainly that could potentially be my game of the year as of right now. One is very controversial, but we will get to that. All right.
Let me give it a guess.
Yeah. What do you think my top 3 is?
I'll say Devil May Cry,
Okay.
Apex,
Okay.
and Days Gone.
One of them is right. I'm not gonna say which one, but one of them is right.
Well, I know it's Days Gone because you're super positive about Days Gone.
All right then. Okay, spoiled. Oh, you know what? You know what, Christian? That's fine. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, so all right. Let me start. Let me just go in play order of how I played these games. I'm gonna just talk you through what I thought about these games, and then we'll go into, I guess, nailing down a game of the year, right? Anthem, I already said my thoughts. Not a lot of game to it, but I thought the game play was really fun and really good. At least I thought. Story, the final boss is one of the worst things I've ever done in my life. It is horrible. It is like really, really bad. It is very embarrassing. So yeah, just overall, the only thing that saved Anthem for me was just the gameplay. Metro Exodus, I loved Metro Last Light. I thought Metro Last Light, the second one. I think it's
2033.
the second one, right? Yeah,
I
it
think
is.
so.
Oh crap, I forgot which one. But whatever the second one, I believe it's 2033, or it could be Last Light. I forgot. Whatever. I think Last Light. Doesn't matter. The second in the Metro series, I thought was one of the greatest, one of like the best games I played. Like, it was such an interesting story, cool things they were doing in that game. I was hoping to see more of in Metro Exodus and stuff like that, and just having more built upon what they laid down in Metro 2, which I believe was Last Light. Could be wrong, but it doesn't matter. Metro Exodus, to me, was definitely a letdown. It felt like it was like they tried to implement a open world aspect to the game, which most times I feel doesn't really doesn't like most times it doesn't end up being that bad of a thing that happened to a game, which used to be a linear.
Translate well.
It just didn't work.
Yeah.
For me, it didn't work for Metro. I just felt like it was just a lot of wasted space. Like, even though they built these open world parts of the game, I feel like they didn't give you an incentive to utilize those open worlds at all. Like, the game still felt linear. Even though they built this massive open world, I just felt like there's a lot of just empty space. There wasn't really anything that that like made you want to go and do those side things at all. Go ahead.
I'll say that sometimes that can be used to the advantage of a game if it's treated properly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't think of a specific example, but I'm getting similar vibes of that from what we've seen of Death Stranding, where it looks like it's a barren world, but the open world is trying to kill you constantly, or something like that. Like, there's an element to the emptiness that adds to some aspect of the game, but it sounds like that Metro didn't capitalize on anything there.
Yeah, it just felt like a waste of just space, I don't know. So like, but and just the story I thought was okay, I thought it was pretty interesting, but it wasn't as interesting as the second Metro, which I thought was like the best thing. So cool threads, but all good. So I thought Metro was okay, a little bit sour on it, but pretty alright. Division 2. Love me some Division 2. Loved it. It was everything I wanted Division 1 to improve on. And that's what they went in. That's what they did. That's what we got. I love it. It was great. It was literally, they just heard every criticism, everything that people didn't like about Division 1, and they just gave you Division 2, improved, all good. I love Division. Yeah, it was really great. And even though I feel like I can't really talk fully about Division 2, just because I dipped out as soon as I hit level 30 and didn't do any of like the post stuff. I just waited for like another day for that, you know. But like I might come back to it at some point, and I've been wanting to, you know. But I know I'm missing that half of the conversation of dealing with the raid and stuff like that. That A player raid looks really cool, and all the other post story content that's in there. But I thought Division 2, what it was, really cool environments you're fighting in, really unique objectives that I thought were just really fun to play. Great game, right? Devil May Cry 5, similar vein, short and sweet, loved it. It was very, very fun. And I think I told you this, and probably in the podcast a few times. I tried to play the original Devil May Cry 5, could not beat the last boss. It irks me to this day. I lose sleep. But I thought Devil May Cry 5 like really spoke to the original, but still kept it current. Like I thought it was great. I thought it was really fun. And it's one of those games that like it's short, but it's not like it's short where like you're happy that it ended. Like I could use another 10 hours of that game, 100%. So Devil May Cry 5, I thought it was pretty good. Then I think next up was good old Days Gone. Let's discuss this. Okay, let's.
So, I know you're positive on Days Gone more than most.
Right.
When was the last time you spent like a good play session in that game?
When's the last time I went back to it?
Yeah, for like a couple hours.
I had not. I did 3 days after I beat it.
Okay.
Because I was just wanting to do some side missions in that, but I haven't gone back since, just because I've been doing my big Borderlands replay. But
right. So you finished it relatively close to launch, right?
No.
Did you finish it? So it came out the end of April.
I believe I finished it mid to end May. It was a while. Yeah, it was. It wasn't close to launch. No way, not. And yeah, but that game was long.
So when you were playing it,
right,
in May, was it at a point where the technical issues were ironed out for it?
Very much ironed out. And that's been the big conversation, is that like what the game. Well, who words it perfectly is Colin Moriarty, right? He was saying that like what's upsetting about Days Gone, right, is that the players that are playing it, a month after release, even a few days after release, right? Even when they had patches, like I think they did like something like 6 patches in like a week or two, some crazy amount, right? That game that the reviews are reflecting, right? What Colin got to play and what all the other people got to play, Greg especially got to play, that game doesn't exist anymore, right? Like the severity and the amount of those bugs that they experienced in Days Gone are just not there in the build that I got to play overall. You know what I'm saying? So that's why like it's such a weird convo, because like I hear a lot of people that play Days Gone like me throughout, its release and stuff like that and all that, and they had the same opinion as me. Like they have the same opinion as me, where it's like, hey, like, this game's not that bad. It's not like, and to be fair, obviously the game was never considered like bad, but
what is it?
It's issues. I would say it's good. Honestly, I would say it's good. Even after playing through all that. And, obviously it does have its flaws. 100%, right? Like I feel like there's a specific, so the game is broken up into 2 parts, right? Overall, right? And I feel like if they were to stop at the first part, the game would have gotten way higher scores. Because I didn't feel the game's length until I got to the second part, where I'm like, man, whew, like I gotta do all that, huh? Like this is halfway. This, like, and it's been like 35, probably near 30 hours and stuff like that. So I'm like, man, like, oof. But what I like Days Gone the most is how fun hordes were. Even though you get hordes in the later end of the game, it takes a while for you to get to, like, there are hordes, but they're a lot smaller than like the actual hordes that you encounter at the end game, that are way fun to play and way more better, And I just thought, overall, that the game definitely kept the player interested and busy in terms of unlocking new stuff, and like there was a nice drip of new abilities and new not abilities but new pieces of equipment that you can craft. And they didn't just front load all that to the front of the game. They spread it out in a nice way. I thought that was a really good pace. And story, kind of cookie cutter. I mainly like the story for the relationships that were in that story, not so much the overall kind of narrative of that game. But I thought Deacon was a pretty good character, even though some of his voice acting was kind of awkward in some specific cutscenes that a lot of people complain about. But I don't know. I just think Days Gone was a good game. I think it was a good game. If I were to give it out of 10, I would give it a flat 8. It's a flat 8.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing more, nothing less. Just an 8.
Interesting.
And
so,
oh yes, sorry. Did you have any?
what was that? Your last game?
Huh?
Was that your last game out of your list?
My last one is Katana Zero.
That is a Switch game only, is it not?
Yes, it is a Switch game only, I believe. I don't think it's on PS4.
Okay.
But that game is damn good. So listen.
I mean, yeah. If we want to talk that, I can go on about Tetris 99. That is gonna be. Can you believe 2 years in a row in my top 10 at the end of the year? I'm confident Tetris will be in both years for 2018 and 2019.
I don't know what it is, but when I get my hands on a Switch game and like when it's good, it's good. Like it's real good. It's real good. Katana Zero is such a must play. God, it's so good. It's so good. Like I can't get over it.
I'm looking forward to checking it out when I get like a solid weekend to just play it. Because
honestly, you can get through it in 6-7 hours. Probably less than that. Honestly, me it was about 6 hours. And I did it. I did it in 2 long sessions on planes. Right. So let me just quickly. I'll just break this down. Right. So I bought Katana Zero for my flight, ready to go. I worked a shift that day. Packed, and I was planning on sleeping a little bit on the plane and then playing it after I wake up, right? Did not sleep. Because I was like, oh, okay, let me just put it down for a little bit. But I just couldn't let go of it. I couldn't let go. I just want to see it through. And the gameplay, like, I think it's the coolest game I've ever played. If you could categorize a thing of cool, Katana Zero is cool. It's great. Definitely a must play. For sure.
Yeah, I watch it. It's cheap too. It's only like $15.
Yeah, it's well worth it. It is well worth it. Yeah, I think it's like $15. Also, shout out to Titanfall 2 campaign because God, I think that's
we're gonna get into the point where we can shout out games we played.
Okay, cool. Okay, bet. Okay, cool.
But I want to try and sort out this this official GOTY so far.
Did you want to know my top 3 now? Now that I've said my piece.
I mean, I'm assuming Days Gone.
Right.
I'm assuming Katana.
Right.
And Division.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the top 3. I don't know which one's taking it, but
yeah. So I wanna let me talk about Sekiro for a little bit.
Okay. Please. Proceed.
Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is the second From Software game that I've put substantial time into. The first being Bloodborne. I tried Dark Souls in the past. I never owned Dark Souls, but I tried it on my brother's 360. I liked it, but I was bad at it, and I didn't have enough time to be like wrap my head around everything. Bloodborne was the first one that really clicked for me. I think it might have been a mix of the setting, the fast-paced combat versus Dark Souls' slower combat.
Right.
And I think Sekiro is like the perfect follow-up for someone like me that really loves Bloodborne because of the fast-paced nature of it and not even at the time anymore, for using a unique setting. Because like I feel like we're in an age right now where katanas and samurai and shinobi stuff is like very rapidly becoming one of the more popular genres to make something in.
Right.
But what Sekiro does is it takes a break from the like intense fantasy of other From Software games like Dark Souls or Bloodborne, and makes a world that feels kind of real,
Hmm.
but it really isn't because there's elements of time travel in the game. There is very fantastical bosses. There's a giant gorilla that is the thing I'm stuck on,
I've
which
heard
is one of the hardest bosses I've ever had to face.
I have heard horror stories, and I've seen horror stories of
Man, I
that.
don't want to spoil what happens with the gorilla, but
No,
when the thing happens,
I think I know what happens, but
yeah,
I don't know the full extent of what you know. If you're, I don't know which. I'm gonna stop talking. I don't know where
no,
you're
because the
stuck.
thing is,
Yeah.
I know about the surprise there. So, because the thing is, I thought I had it taken care of. I felt good about the fight so far, and then the second phase started, and I was like, I
No,
can't get past this.
no. Okay, you'll. It's it just it's bad, and it's a bad that you don't even know, but it is bad.
Kevin Mack mentioned the gorilla thing. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm talking about.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm
I know, but
talking.
I'm telling him that's what I'm talking about. When that
Oh,
happened,
okay, right,
mine was
right.
like, "Oh my God, come on!" And that's why I've been stuck.
It gets a
But
billion times worse, but I feel that. Yeah, they
yeah,
look struggle.
I uh, I really like that game. I think From Software games play better than almost any other third-person action game
Mm,
in terms of how good it feels to be good at it
yeah,
and
I see.
how straightforward it is to become good at it. Like like none of it really feels cheap for me. Um, it's always feels like it's very attainable. It's just I have to get it like precise. And Sekiro, I think, makes that a lot more fun because of the parrying mechanics, where it's a lot of swordplay with enemies and yourself. It's the only weapon you have in the game. You have side weapons that like give you advantages for moments, um, and a skill tree of abilities which can help you out more in combat as well. But man, one of the best feeling things I've done in a game this year is parrying a boss perfectly, just mashing against their posture bar to allow for me to get like it's called a death blow,
Right.
something that just really chops down a bunch of their health. It's so satisfying. Um, Enemy design in that game, visually fantastic, one of the better. It's not as good as Bloodborne, but it's very good.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, despite my like inability to continue that game at the moment, it is very, very good.
Mm, I see. I see. Interesting. Interesting.
So, unless there's anything you wanted me to mention about Sekiro that you were wondering,
Uh, no, it's all good. You may
um,
proceed.
I would like to talk about Apex Legends.
Mm. You love to hear about Apex. You
So
love to hear
Apex
it.
is interesting. The story of Apex is interesting, and the story of Apex in the relation to us in this channel is interesting
It is. It is.
because one of our first live reactions to something was the Apex, or sorry, one of the first live reactions that was an episode.
Oh, Cross Circle.
Yes,
Yeah.
was the reveal for Apex Legends, which initially was like mentioned to be a Titanfall battle royale.
Yeah.
My history with Titanfall 2, favorite first-person shooter game of all time. You recently played the game
Yes.
because of your enjoyment from Apex.
Yeah. Well, I played Titanfall 2. I bought it day one, but only played multiplayer. I did not jump to the campaign.
Right. Well,
So
you were
that's my.
motivated to check it out.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Apex, again, is interesting because it falls into a unique point in this battle royale saga of games where PUBG kicked it off and was the hottest thing for like 5 months, and then Fortnite just took that away from it and has been running strong ever since then.
Mm-hmm.
And then Apex shows up, and for about maybe a month, maybe a little over a month, it's given Fortnite a run for its money, and just kind of falls flat after that. And me personally, I haven't played Apex much since a couple weeks after launch.
Right. Right.
Um, and I know you've played it more than I have. I probably put like 15 hours in total.
I don't know how much, but I know I come back to it. I want to say maybe like at minimum weekly.
Yeah, I know you
I'll
put.
like hop in for like a couple rounds here and there. Pop on the podcast, like, and that's what I'll mainly do with Apex. I still love the game. I think it's great. And I don't know. I'm trying to think if I prefer it over Fortnite. I think overall, I believe I do.
I'll say
Overall, you know what I'm
it
saying?
feels better, and I think a lot of that comes down to the fact that it's from Respawn and it
Right.
has the Titanfall DNA in it.
Mhm.
Um, I'm not a huge fan of a couple things with the game,
Yeah.
like being limited to one legend per team. That's eh. Um, the size of the map for how non-diverse it really is was a bummer. But I think I prefer Fortnite,
Mm.
but I think Apex just has something about it where it does what I think Fortnite lacks in making the actual moment to moment aspect feel way better and be more fun.
Right. Right. Yeah. 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 That makes sense. And it's not like I don't like Fortnite. I hop in here and there. I just more times than not prefer Apex over it. But
Yeah.
I still enjoy Fortnite just fine. I still do.
I actually didn't get the battle pass this season.
For Fortnite,
Yeah.
I think I did. I always get the battle passes for these games, even though like I end up not going through it that much. I still just get them. I don't know why. I think it's an OCD thing. I don't know. I think I'm crazy. But did EA put like a game? Kevin Max says in the chat. I'll say Apex is a good game.
I remember I want to give a
I'll
shout out
say
to
that.
Blessing Jr.,
Mm,
notable member of the Kind of Funny community.
absolutely. The
I
homie.
remember on Twitter, he was like, I think it was a week after Apex came out, or maybe the day Apex came out, because I think he has an Apex podcast that is, I think, is still going on.
Oh, really? He does?
Yeah,
I
they
didn't know that.
started that almost immediately after that game got dropped.
That's nice.
So I remember his tweet. He was like, "Y'all thought Anthem was stuck in March with Apex, or sorry, y'all thought Apex was stuck in March with Anthem, but Anthem's stuck in March with Apex." I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right, man."
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's cool that EA put out a game that was good from a great developer, and hopefully the second half of the year has another great game from them. But
Indeed. Indeed.
what are you feeling right now? Like in your heart, what's the game that's like screaming, "I'm clearly the best one you've played this year"?
Clearly the best one I played this year. Division 2, Katana Zero, and and Days Gone. God damn it. Like
Like
guys, okay, go ahead.
with your gut, what's the thing that you just know? It's like, even if you don't want to give it to that one, it's like, I know that's the right choice because the amount of time I put into it, the amount of fun I had with it, and just comparatively what I'd rather play more of.
Okay, right.
That's how I'm trying to think of it.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna need to explain myself here. Okay. Look, this game inherently is a long game, right? So that may have to do with it, but I cannot lie to you folks, okay? I can't lie. I did enjoy my time with it. Overall with Days Gone, I found a lot of enjoyment in the game. You know what I'm saying? There is issues. There is flaws, of course. Not negating that. But overall, like riding around on the bike, feeling the upgrades on the bike, getting new equipment, having new ways to tackle the freakers, aka zombies, but they freakers, whatever, stuff like that. Like seeing how certain storylines play out with different characters, seeing where their fates end up. You know,
Mm.
oh man, like I think overall, right? Like if I think of gaming in the past 6 months, Days Gone is the game I think about. You know, and I've still thought about, oh man, like it felt cool. It's like, okay, plan out. All right, I'm gonna take out this frequent nest over here, and then work on that storyline to get those down, and then go on and do this, and then stop by this camp to upgrade this, and then go do the story. Like that. Like I usually, right? I'm not usually anymore, but I feel like traditionally speaking, I would always just golden path open world games. You know what I'm saying? Like it took a lot for me to want to go do the side stuff. Aside from like just needing it to just level up. You know what I'm saying? But the side stuff in Days Gone like made me want to see what's happening in that. And like actually made me play the game differently than I usually would play a game like that. So, but I don't know if I want to make that my game of the year currently, just because of like I loved Katana Zero, loved it,
Right.
every minute of it. It was admittedly a very small game, but with just great gameplay that was just cool, right? And Division 2 to the same effect. I feel like Division 2 is the third of the trio, and it's mainly Days Gone or Katana Zero. But like my gut is telling me Days Gone. To be honest.
Try and think of it. If you're having trouble, try and think of it this way.
Okay, yeah, help me out, papito.
Come time for Game of the Year discussion in December.
Right.
Do you think, in your overall ranking,
okay,
which one? Like, obviously, the chances are that these won't be your number one by then.
Yeah.
Which one do you think is going to be higher on the list?
Days Gone.
Days Gone?
Yeah. I don't think Days Gone will win my Game of the Year overall. There's no way. Right, yeah. I won't say there's no way, but it's very unlikely. I feel like there will be other games.
I mean, if Days Gone is your Game of the Year right now, and it would end up at the end of the year, that would be a sad year.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm not saying that as a slight. I'm saying it as like something that you thought was all right.
Yes,
for the most part. Like you had a good time with, but like
I had a good time.
It's a solid game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I feel like the year overall would just seem not underwhelming, but like, meh.
Yeah, I mean,
it was good.
I feel like Borderlands 3 is going to be a better game. I think Star Wars Last Jedi is looking to be a better game. It's looking to be that way, I think Borderlands 3 will probably be a better experience as far as I'm aware, But I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I think if I got to be brutally honest with myself, and just look at how much time, right? But not only how much time, because that shouldn't dictate what your game of the year is, but overall enjoyment of that time,
Mm-hmm.
Like I wasn't down on Days Gone as I was playing it as much as I thought I would have, with what reviews led me to think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I actually found like a lot of like things I actually enjoyed from the game, through my playthrough. So. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I guess this Days Gone. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I genuinely just really thought it was a pretty good game. I
mean, when you told me that it was the first game you considered wanting to platinum,
yeah,
I had a feeling it was going to be.
Yeah.
For at least the first half of the year.
Yeah.
So yeah, solid choice.
What is yours, my good sir?
Man, I don't know, because I'm trying to think. Because, like...
It's Sekiro, or I keep forgetting the other game. Oh, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, so with... The thing I'm thinking about right now is Tetris 99 is probably going to be in my top 5.
Right.
I don't think... So if Kingdom Hearts or Sekiro gets in my top 10, which I'm assuming they will, I don't think they're in the top 5.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Sorry, but Kevin Mack with the surprise mechanic thing is really funny to comment on. Shout out EA and the surprise mechanics. God, I hate it. But anyway, please proceed.
So, if we're going by the logic I was just talking about, I feel like I'd have to give it to Tetris 99.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is like 90% of the time if I pull up my Switch, that's what I'm playing on it.
Right.
I really enjoy it. Again, I think Tetris is a perfect video game, and I think similar to Tetris Effect, where I was like, oh, you made Tetris feel fresh and interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Even more so in 99, I think they did that.
Right.
Um, 99 is just, it's a battle royale, and it's my favorite one that I play the most often at this point.
Right.
And it's just an addictive loop because that's just what the game is. And I'm probably biased because I just love Tetris so much, but I have had a blast with it. But like comparing it to something like Sekiro and Kingdom Hearts, Sekiro I think is not my favorite From Software game because Bloodborne has the better aesthetic for me.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Kingdom Hearts 3, not even my favorite Kingdom Hearts game. I don't even think it's my second favorite Kingdom Hearts game. Like maybe the third or fourth favorite out of the entire franchise. But I think my time with that was more entertaining and better remembered because of my investment at this point. So it's hard to like deal with those different factors to try and pin down what the best experience was this year so far.
Right.
I'll say the only one that I'm still playing right now is Tetris, but that is again just because of what kind of game it is.
Well, what does your soul tell you, Christian? What's your heart telling you? Let your heart be your guiding key, if I may.
I mean, I'm seriously considering getting a Kingdom Hearts tattoo this year. I told myself I would if I enjoyed the game, and I did. So that's like why I'm still thinking about it. But my heart is really being like, man, you just spent your entire weekend for your gaming time playing Tetris on your Switch.
May your heart be your guiding key.
Yeah, it's really rough.
Mm.
Out of just these three games, because
Yeah.
I think it's like a personal choice. There's one that's just undeniably a great game with Sekiro, and then Tetris is just real good.
Right.
So I think right now, and like come into the year, I think Tetris is going to be higher
Right. Okay.
than the other two. So right now, I'll say Tetris 99 is my game of the year so far.
Tetris 99. There we go. Boom, bow.
I know it's not really an exciting choice, but
No. I mean, you pose a valid case.
Mhm.
It's the best battle royale you've ever played. You know,
Yeah.
Tetris, a game that you love and adore. It's all good.
And I think part of the Kingdom Hearts thing too is like it had a horrible presence at E3. Like
Last
that
year?
DLC trail. No, this year. That
yeah,
DLC trailer
what was
bad.
that? What was that? Yeah, I agree. It seemed very awkward. Yeah. I'm gonna have to agree with that. Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't know. I guess to like wrap up, right? Do you have a plan as to what games you'll be playing for sure, leading up to our game of the year
I do
in
actually.
December? I think
So-
those should be laid out.
I have a list.
Beautiful.
I will read through it, but before I pull it up, I want to mention Kingdom Hearts 3 is like right behind Tetris.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
It's like it's not hairs, but it's like it's a couple inches below Tetris.
It's not
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna reference my GG account on my want to play, and I will.
So- Would you like to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You can go first. It's okay.
Okay. So I don't know how many of these I will get to or when I will get to them. There's a few that I'm already betting on picking up for Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But as of right now, the games that I want to check out for the remainder of 2019 that are either just came out or haven't came out yet.
Right.
Crash Team Racing,
Mhm.
Super Mario Maker 2,
Mhm.
Dragon Quest Builders 2,
Mhm.
Fire Emblem Three Houses, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, Control, Creature in the Well. It's an indie game, looks cool. Monster Hunter World Iceborne, Destiny 2 Shadowkeep, Zelda Link's Awakening, Dragon Quest 11, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, The Outer Worlds, Modern Warfare, Death Stranding, Pokemon Shield, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and Darksiders Genesis.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Again, don't know if I'm getting all of those. Ideally, I would be able
It's
to.
what you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
What
Okay, so we have Wolfenstein Young Blood coming out next month, so that'll be right here around the corner. Borderlands 3 is definitely one. Modern Warfare, absolutely. Jedi Fallen Order. Death Stranding, sure. I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Destiny, Shadowkeep as well. Still have to beat Forsaken, but Shadowkeep, yep. That's gonna get played. Honestly, Doom Eternal, of course. I will be playing Doom Eternal. I still have to play the original Doom, but I plan on getting into that as well. Doom Eternal. And honestly, I think that's it for this year. I believe, unless I'm forgetting something huge. But I don't have a lot of new releases that I'm keen on getting to, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, like, there's some stuff that doesn't have dates yet, There's some
Yeah.
stuff that's like in flux, and there's some indie games.
The biggest game in flux for me that we haven't heard of in a while is Biomutant.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like, I don't know where that is. I don't know. I don't know what happened to that game. I have no idea. But it looks really cool. I do want to play that.
Yeah.
Just don't know when.
Also, I'll mention Luigi's Mansion 3 doesn't have a date yet, but I'm super excited for that. And there's one other one I was just going to say. The Final Fantasy VIII remaster. That's day one for me. I've been wanting to play that for a long time. So
Right. Hoping Ghost Recon Breakpoint will exceed my expectations from Kevin Mack in the chat. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know, like, if I'll check out Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I mean, Point Break or Breakpoint. I think it's Breakpoint.
It's Breakpoint, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Point Break is the Keanu Reeves film. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Ghost Recon also. That's one of the higher ones for me.
Right.
I had a blast with Wildlands. That was one of the first bigger games that I covered on this channel back when it was a PlayStation follower.
Shout out PlayStation follower, yeah. But I know in October specifically, I forgot to mention this, I do want to play Resident Evil 2. I mean, not 2. Yeah, Resident Evil 2 remake. I do want to play that in October. Maybe Medieval, but probably not. Probably not.
Yeah, I'm passing on Medieval.
But, so I guess, like, our next big PlayStation game is Death Stranding, which I'm like, all right, I'm in. Let's see what it's about. Let's see,
I also want to play RE2 probably over the summer.
Right. Okay.
Because we can close out on this.
Okay.
I've been clearing through some backlog stuff, things I've been wanting to replay, things I want to play for the first time. I think my favorite gaming experience I've had so far this year, all things considered, not just something that's new. I started again, because I always start but I never get through it. I started and finished Jill's campaign for the original Resident Evil on the PS4. Had a blast with it.
Interesting.
Love that game now. It's honestly, if it's not in my top 10 of all time, it's probably my top 20.
Wow.
Because I really liked Resident Evil.
Nice.
What about you? Is there any like standouts of stuff that's not necessarily new, but stuff you played this year that you really dig?
I put a dumb amount of time in Messenger on Switch. That game is great. Really, really good. The writing is hilarious in that game. It is so funny, and it's just consistently funny. Like, it's never annoying. It's just really, really good dialogue, really funny characters. It's great. I love Messenger so much. And there's a DLC coming out for it too. Same with Celeste. There's two DLCs coming out for my two, games that I love. So hype for that. Let me look through the. Of course, Titanfall 2 story. I'm gonna have to say, I think it really is my favorite single player FPS campaign I've ever played in my entire life. That includes Modern Warfare series and Black Ops 1. Oh wait, there is Black Ops 1. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, I don't know if it's better than Black Ops 1. That's a hard one, but it might be. Because Titanfall 2 story, like, God, that was so good. God, you were so right about that.
Mm.
BT forever, you know? BT forever.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Trust me. He sounded a lot like Optimus Prime.
Yeah, definitely.
I
I
had to look
think
it
that
up.
was probably intentional.
I had to look it up and it wasn't, but yeah. Okay, let me just do a quick peruse on my games beaten real quick. Of course, shout out to Borderlands series. There is this awkward channel on the Discord that says Borderlands 3 slander. Pay no mind to that. Pay no mind. You know? You can just peruse past that channel. There's no need to go in there. You know, it's
I mean,
all
there's been no conversation in it, so
hey, I mean it's all just propaganda. You know, it's all just fake. You know, it's all good. Shot Tearaway. That was pretty good. Guacamelee as well. Ooh, there is Guacamelee 2 I gotta check out on PS4. Don't want to do that, but honestly, yeah, I think that's it. I do have and purchased. My name is Pedro.
my friend Pedro.
My friend Pedro. Why did I say my name is Pedro? Whatever. My my friend Pedro. I do have it on Switch. I will be playing that here, starting it pretty soon. It's loaded up. It's ready to go, and that'll be my
Cool.
next Switch game. So we'll see how I enjoy that. But
Yeah.
after Borderlands, I am jumping to the Arkham series too.
Thank you.
The Arkham series is happening.
Um, but yeah, I mentioned in the pre-show as far as more backlog stuff that I'm checking out next. I just got Psychonauts and Psychonauts in the Rhombus of Ruin, the VR like spin-off sequel.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing both of those after I finish Crash.
Right.
I'm gonna finish Arkham City because I platinumed Arkham Asylum last October. But yeah, looking forward to checking out some stuff in the summer that I'm meaning to. So
There we go. Beautiful. Good stuff. Yeah, I have a lot of backlog stuff. I gotta figure out when I'm doing those specific things. But
I mean, the plus side of having a light summer for PS4 just means that we have time to breathe. You know,
yeah. Which
and check out some stuff we've been meaning to.
I am fine with. Like my backlog, you know, the ones on top, order 1886, Frozen Wilds DLC, Arkham series, Destiny 2 Forsaken, Doom as well as on there. So there's plenty of stuff to play, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm not complaining about this drought. I got plenty of stuff to play. I'm good.
Very cool.
But there we go.
Well, there you have it. That is the mid-year update via Cross Circle from PlayStation Source. If you weren't in the chat, you can catch us live on Mondays. You can catch us on podcast services now at PlayStation Source. You can follow our Twitter, Instagram, linked in the description, as well as the Discord if you want to hop in to have more direct, constant chats. So that's usually pretty active every week.
Yeah.
Kevin, if people want to find you online, where can they find you?
They find me down here in my lower third at the KDS123 on Twitter, THEKDIZ123, as well as the PlayStation Source Twitter account, as well as here on YouTube.com/PlayStation Source, where we have good stuff. We have another episode of Road to Part 2 this week. Get hyped for that, you know. So a lot of good stuff there, but that's that. Where can the good people find you, Christian?
You can follow me on Twitter at Chris N. Buckley. Obviously here on Cross Circle, the PlayStation Source Discord. YouTube.com/JoyClicks. Got a Marvel podcast. Episode went up a couple hours ago. We reviewed Old Man Logan. About Keanu Reeves joined the MCU. We mentioned Keanu Reeves today. So yeah.
There we go.
That is everything. It's all downhill from here, I guess. The second half of
This is the beginning of the end. You know what I'm saying? This is
downhill, as in we made it through the first half, not in the fact that the second half of the year is bad.
It's
So
gonna be horrible.
until next week.
Greatness awaits. Yeah.
See ya.